Okay, so the next session is about structure in C programming. So what is the structure in C programming? What is the purpose of structures we will see. So a simple definition for structure is user-defined data types in C programming. So which allows to combine data items of data types, or we can say different kinds. This allows to combine different data types or different data. This allows to combine different data. So what is in practical, let's see in theory and practical. So normally we know that whenever we use integer, I can store a number like a is equal to 20, or I can store number equal to 20. So 20 is the integer type. To store the decimal value, I can use float x is equal to 3.14, something like this. And to store a character, we have char, and the character is represented by single quotation. And if we want to store a name, we use ch and we give the size, or you can store like this within the double quotations. So these are all in the previous sessions we have seen all the predefined. These are all predefined data types. These are all predefined data types. Now, the new concept that is structures in C programming, what structure says that, all right, so you can store structures. So structure says that you can store the combination of integer, you can store the combination of decimals, that is float values, you can store the characters and strings like this. So a structure is a user defined. We need to define what type of data we are going to store. So to create a structure, we need to use struct as a keyword. We need to use struct as a keyword. And this struct, with this struct, let's take an example. You take employee. You take employee. So I want to create a structure like employee where I want to store the employee ID and where I want to store the employee name, that is name of 20 characters, and then I want to store float salary, float salary. So if you see, there are three combinations we are storing inside employee structure. So now employee defines that it can store three different values. So let's see another example how the values can be how it stores in the memory. So here imagine I am taking integer a equal to 10. Integer a equal to 10. So a equal to 10, it creates a variable. A is equal to 10, it creates a variable called a. It creates a variable called a and it has some value inside that memory. So whenever you create a structure like employee, whenever you create a structure like employee, you say integer employee ID and you say float salary. So there are two combinations for employee. There are two combinations for employee, and immediately it will not create any memory allocation here. So we need to create an employee variable. So a is a integer variable. So now to create a variable, I create employee emp1. So when I say emp1, now emp1 is a variable for the employee structure. That means now the EMP variable can store the ID as well as salary. So what I'm going to say, emp1 dot eid is equal to 101, emp1 dot salary is equal to 4500.50, something like this. So with this, we need to understand that if I want to store another employee, I can simply say employee emp2, employee emp2, and then I can store the employee2 values, that is emp2.eid is equal to 102, emp2.salary is equal to 5000.50. So what is happening now for a EMP1, this is a EMP variable which is storing two different values inside this structure, which is storing two different values in this structure. That is, in the EMP1 it stores the ID 101, and here it is storing 4500.50. So similarly, EMP2 variable has its own data. So with this, we need to understand that this is a user defined data type. This is a user defined data type which whatever like you define the structure and you store the values for that structure. So let's write one example here. So to create a structure, so before the main function, I use a struct as a keyword. Struct is a keyword. Employee is the structure. Employee is the structure. Now in this employee, I want to store employee ID, that is EID, and then I want to store the salary, SAL sal. I want to store the name, that is name of 20 characters, name of 20 characters. Now let's create a variable for employee. Employee E1 is equal to employee EMP1 E1, anything you can take. E1 dot E1 dot struct employee E1 dot EID is equal to 101. So why I am using a dot operator? This is a dot operator. So whenever you want to store a value inside this structure for the employee structure, with the E1 variable, with the employee variable, you can use dot. You need to use dot to store the value, or even to print the value, you will use dot. Let's see that. E1 dot salary is equal to 4500. E1 dot name is equal to Ravi, or you can say Tom. Okay, so this is this one character, right? Subject, double quotation, name. All right, so here E1 dot. All right, so here this is a string. We cannot assign the string directly to the structure, so we can use the string copy function like strcpy copy. So right now, employee1 dot e name, comma, I am putting Tom as the name. So strcpy, let me include the library as include string.h. So once you define the string here, you cannot directly store the string here. I'm just using copy function. So the Tom is copied to the employee.ename, that is first employee. So similarly, I want to store the second employee. So employee E2, employee E2. So this is the first employee. So I want to store the second employee, that is E dot EID, E2 dot employee ID, E2 dot salary, that is 5500, and employee 2 dot name Scott. All right. So now with this, we have two records for the employee one variable. So if you see that normally when you define ename, ename is a character type which is storing 30 characters. Now with this we need to understand struct employee. You have stored an E1. E1 is a variable, employee variable, which is storing the employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. So this is the combination of different data types you are storing in a employee structure. So similarly E2 stores the same structure. Now let us print the first employee details slash n employee 1 details, employee 1 details. So I'll say printf slash n employee ID, that is employee ID percentile D. How do I get the value? I need to call with the employee 1 variable, that is E1 dot EID. Similarly, I need to call the employee name and employee salary. So I'll say employee name, I will say employee salary. To print the name, we use percentile S with the E name. To print the salary, I'll use F with the E1 dot salary. To print the second employee details, I'll just copy paste. Later, we will write this in a loop. We can store 100 employees, 50 employees using very 10 lines or 20 lines code using the loop. So this is normally to understand the concept by using individual variables. So employee 2 e2.id, e2.name, e2.salary we are printing. Employee 2 details, percentile D, percentile S, and percentile F. Let us run the program. So here you can see that first it is printing the employee 1 details, that is 101 Tom and the salary. Next we are printing employee 2 details with the ID, name and the salary. So this is the concept of the structure. Okay, thank you.